episode 87. Welcome to the Benches Cleared podcast, where we cover the best rivalry in all of sports. I'm Tyler Coe, representing your 2021 wildcard winner, the Los Angeles Dodgers.
And I'm Jesse Gutierrez, and I represent the side of the best record in baseball. Secured home field advantage throughout the entire playoffs, and NL West Division champions, your 2021 San Francisco Giants.
Guess what? None of that shit matters. You can gloat and walk around like it means something, but as of today, it doesn't mean shit.
It means
because the Dodgers are hot. They're coming.
They won.
They're coming.
Game. They won one game right now.
So how many times have I said it this season? Enjoy it while it lasts. Enjoy it while it lasts.
How's that gone for you?
We'll find out after these next 3 to 5 games.
Yeah, before we go into that though, let's bask in your little glory of your one win. Let's talk about,
don't diminish. Don't fucking diminish
it. I'm gonna diminish it. I feel like I should.
You shouldn't.
Diminish job. Mm-hmm.
Let's not diminish it. Yesterday's game, great game for baseball fans, not just Dodger fans. That was just a great game. I mean, it was a pitcher's duel, kind of. It was definitely a pitcher's duel, but I don't know if you can say between the starters, since Scherzer didn't make it very long. Right. But dude, the thing, Scherzer pitched a good game. I mean, he kept us in it, and that's what matters. And let's just get it out of the way. Let me just say it now. Right. Will Smith, how many fucking times have I said it? And I love every time I tweet it out, everyone's like, oh, what are you talking about? Everyone says he's one of the best defensive catchers. I don't care.
Ratio Gary Sanchez.
Yeah. No, dude, this new style of baseball, I'm never going to get behind it. With a guy in scoring position, you should never be on one knee. Never.
Right.
Never. It's unfucking believable. See, and people tried to say, well, he went to block the ball. Yeah, but he's late because he's not squatting. He tries to swipe at the ball like a first baseman first as he's sliding over. And that's why you can't block it, because your body's not in front of it. Luckily, Will Smith will not be the scapegoat of the Dodgers losing the wild card, because if he was, it would be very bad.
You would never hear the end.
Let's just kind of go through it by order. So you had the disastrous first inning where I'm thinking, here we fucking go. Like, this is not how you want to start. And then, when Trey Turner comes up in the third, base is loaded, and he hits that ball behind second base, I was thinking there is no way they doubled him up. There's no way they double him up, especially with the hesitation and then taking it to the bag. I thought for sure he was going to get there, but that double play, that really kind of drained some momentum. And then in the fourth, my boy, Justin Turner, red turn 2, fucking hits one out, and that thing was a bomb. Goes to the back of the bullpen, ties up the game. And then from there, dude, the story really was the bullpen. The bullpen was outstanding last night. When they took Scherzer out and brought in Joe Kelly, I texted a couple people and I was like, I don't feel good about this. I don't know. Joe Kelly comes in, shuts it down. Dude, Blake Trinan shut it the fuck down like he always does. And then Corey Knebel was that was the one decision I thought might cost us. Knebel looked great. And then my boy, who I've never criticized ever, Kenley Jansen, comes in and does his thing. Dude, Kenley, he looked like pissed off Kenley, which I love.
He looked the best out of anyone. Even Blake Trinan looked a little shaky at points, but Kenley looked the most shut down out of everybody.
Yeah. Dude, I'm just surprised at how well Knebel did. I know Knebel is a great pitcher, but he really stepped his shit up. And a special shout out for Dave Roberts. Dude, Dave Roberts managed that game perfectly.
Right.
Perfectly. There's nothing you could say, with pulling Pollock and putting Chris Taylor in. I mean, we'll get to Chris Taylor in a second, but AJ Pollock doesn't catch that ball in left field that Taylor kind of misplayed and fell down and caught. Pollock doesn't get that ball. That ball drops in front of Pollock. So he just, managed it perfectly. I mean, he even burned Gavin Lux as a pinch hitter without sending him to the plate, which was interesting. The only thing that I really was kind of really nervous about was Billy McKinney playing first base.
Right.
Because
I thought the same thing when I saw him there. I was kind of like, this fucking guy is still on the Dodgers right now. I didn't know he would make the roster.
It was his first game back in a while. He was on the 10-day IL. But dude, Matt Beatty played a great game defensively at first base. There was a couple balls that I definitely don't think Albert Pujols would have got. Steven Souza Jr. had a good at bat. Dude, having 16 position players really came in handy last night. But it all brings us to the 9th inning. And my boy, Cody Bellinger drawing that walk and then stealing that bag. I mean, it ended up not mattering.
Right.
But dude, Bellinger had a great game. He had a hit, 2 walks, 2 stolen bases. He basically had 2 doubles and a single. I mean, he had a great game, and hopefully this kind of carries him and he gets hot at the right time. And then it all crescendos into Chris Taylor hitting that walk-off home run, the 4th in Dodgers postseason history. And boy, was it glorious, because his first at-bat was shit. Swings that 1 ball, pops it up in foul territory to first. But, I mean, he came in clutch. He said it himself, just trying to hit a single. And then, I mean, he really put a swing on it. And here we are. He gave
it's so funny, right?
Baseball fans what they wanted.
Right. It's so funny to me, hearing baseball players talk sometimes, and it's shocking how they sound. Chris Taylor is kind of like a low-key, kind of like a nerd a little bit. Like when he's talking, he kind of sounds like he was a nerdy guy. And I was not expecting that from him. Like, cause he's like, girls are always posting about him, like the heartthrob type guy. I thought he was like Mr. GQ.
Oh no,
he has those baby blue eyes, but he is like, like he seems like a nervous Nelly when he's on interviews.
I was texting one of my buddies and I was like, can you imagine if he walks it off, what that interview is going to be like? Because he's that awkward. He doesn't talk to the media that well. And I mean, he did fine in his post-game interview, but he's kind of not a too high of a high or too low a low guy. He's kind of, I was looking for a pitch to hit, got it, and, what have you. But I don't know. I mean, I was super bummed when Albert Pujols came up and he had, a 3-0 count, and he drove that one to the warning track in center field, but that would have been something to see him walk it off.
Right. Yeah, we talked about it last time with Jeff, how he was possibly going to have a big moment. But
that's why I was like, oh, shit, things are really lining up. Uh-oh.
As a wise philosopher once said, there it is.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, Chris Taylor gets it done, and I don't know. I assume there was some Giant fans secretly and closeted rooting for the Dodgers last night.
I don't think so. But
well, then that's because you guys are fucking pussies.
But this is got to be the closest thing. Like it was from my end. It was I like from what I was thinking is kind of like the feel I've gotten from everyone that all the Giants fans on Twitter, like Giants Twitter, was about. It's like you're not rooting against the Dodgers, but you're not like, which is crazy for you. So in a way, that's probably like the closest it would be, because it's like, do you really want the Cardinals to win? Do you really want the Dodgers to win? Are you going to root for the Dodgers, but you kind of want to like face the Dodgers? And it's like, I like, for me, it was legitimately like kick your feet up, watch the game. And it was like everything that happened, like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, that is interesting. Like that's all you could do. Like, cause it was like legitimately like that t-shirt. That's like, I just both teams have fun. Like that's all you can, like, there's nothing you could do at that point.
You're going for the sportsmanship award last night. Yeah. Well, dude, the best thing about it is,
trying real hard.
I mean, the best and worst part about it, the best for the Dodgers and probably the worst part for the Giants is this completely erases the regular season. Any regular season accolade doesn't matter. And I mean, there's pros for the Giants and cons for the Dodgers as well, where, dude, it's win this series and that's it. And if the Dodgers win this series, the Giants can say they won the division all they want, doesn't matter. Right. If the Giants win, that solidifies them as they are the better team.
Right.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Dodgers may have more talent, but the Giants are the better team if they win the series. That's just the way it is.
And I think it goes to like what Longoria was saying in an interview that like it's crazy that the 107 team and the 106 team are playing in the first round. It's already being talked about that the playing, expanded playoffs are going to come and the playoff format's going to shift, and that will probably never happen again. But it doesn't seem like it's an NLDS. This is, I mean, it's just fucking huge. I mean, it's crazy. No matter what happens, the Dodgers are going to be the favorite. If obviously if they move on, they're going to be the favorite the rest of the way. It's crazy that the Giants have the best record in baseball and they're the underdog going in this series.
Dodgers were the World Series favorite before they even played the wild card game.
And here's the thing, I get it. Honestly, I legitimately understand why the Dodgers are the favorites, and low key, I want to keep it that way. I'm not trying to hear, one game, because here's the thing: when you go on, you're looking at stats to figure out what player is better. If you're looking at average, and the average is 0.05 more than the other one, you cancel that out. You kind of keep it as the same. I think that should be with records. I mean, one game, that's pretty much close to the same year. And I want the Giants to be underdogs because I'm how do I say it?
Scared?
A superstitious person, right? I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little stitious. Like, here's the thing. We were never favorites. Maybe back in like the Barry Bonds days in 02 and 03, you could say that. But in 2010, they were just lucky to be there, right? 2012, they were down 0-2, down 3-1. They were supposed to be knocked out, yada, yada, yada. And then 2014, they were a 88-win wildcard team. Keep them underdogs, because when they're underdogs, they fucking show up. So keep them underdogs.
But you can say it. You can say they're the underdogs in terms of betting odds, but I don't think many people are looking at them as a true underdog, like your 88-win 2014 team. There's no fucking way.
No.
Here's the thing.
But
here's the thing.
In this series,
I know that, but I'm saying Dodger fans and Giant fans know each other well enough to know there's no real advantage one way or the other. It's just going to be a fucking dogfight for 5 games. Right. And the biggest downside of this all is that it is only 5 games. Imagine if this was the NLCS. Gosh. That would be incredible.
And it should be. It should be the NLCS. And I do want to get back, because you were saying that it's not real underdogs. Everyone in baseball, not just pundits, not just everyone in baseball thinks that the Giants and the underdogs in this series. I'm going to pull up this quote from an anonymous player that plays in the NL West. Anonymous player that plays in the National League, which I don't know what the fuck this guy was watching, because I'm going to read this quote, and then you're going to be like, oh, I can kind of see where he's going. But then he goes,
I already know what quote you're talking about, and I think he's wrong. But go ahead, read it.
Okay. He says, it's pretty simple. Their pitching staff against the Giants lineup, the only person in that lineup with any dangerous thump is Chris Bryant. Most home runs in baseball. Okay. Buster Posey, Evan Longoria, and Brandon Crawford are hitting for average. Evan Longoria is not. But you're not getting the same kind of thump for them. I do think what the Giants did this year is absolutely incredible. They just keep winning. Why would it stop now? I just don't see the Giants winning 3 of 5. I can see where you can come with that, thinking. I don't agree, but I can see where you're coming with that kind of thinking. I like the Giants because it kind of shows that the old way of playing baseball, a solid team who doesn't strike out much, they strike out a bunch, puts the ball in play. No, they don't. Most home runs in the National League, makes plays on defense and manufactures runs. Half right. They not a lot of errors, but they do not manufacture runs. You kind of basically have to hope for a bloop and a blast. And the Dodgers have 2 true aces in Max Scherzer and Walker Buehler, and Julio Urias would be an ace in most teams. Then he goes on to talk about Clayton Kershaw and how he struggles in the postseason. But okay, so I don't get it. Okay, because they most home runs in the National League, mentioned that they strike out a fuck ton. So but that's how the world sees it, as they are the underdogs, and it makes sense. The talent, yes, but here's the thing with the postseason, right? It's always one guy that's just hot. And instead of having, three or four, 2 or 3 guys who are hitting 50 bombs, you have everyone who's hitting a decent amount of bombs. And that's why they got their, most records, most home runs in the National League title. So in that way, one of them gets hot, they're hitting bombs. Let's fucking go, baby. It's going to happen.
I sincerely doubt it. But because we don't go out of order, we don't have a stud and dud for the week, but we do have something different, a little different.
That's right.
We're going to go stud and dud for one another, and I'm just going to jump right into it because you just mentioned the dud of the Giants in the NLDS.
Picking each other's duds, and we're picking our own studs.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the NLDS dud for the Giants, Chris Bryant. Chris Bryant is going to have a terrible series. I'm talking batting under 200. I'm talking no home runs.
Missionary.
I'm talking a couple errors in the outfield because he's not a good outfielder.
Right. I'll give you that.
I'm talking Gavin Lux is a better outfielder.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's right. I fucking said it. Okay.
That man's a national treasure.
I'm coming in froggy right now.
Right.
But yeah, let's hear your stupid dud prediction because I'm sure it's wrong.
I've been thinking about this a lot, Tyler. I've been,
that's good.
Praying to the baseball gods. I've been strategizing my pick, and I'm not going for someone, that I think might have a dud. I'm just putting the negative juju on someone because I want him to have a bad NLDS, and I'm just going to choose this person, and it's going to be one Justin Turner.
Doubt it.
Dud. He's gonna make some great plays on defense, but ain't gonna do shit at the plate. No big hits, not gonna happen. Man's a wildling, and ain't gonna happen.
You're gonna be at Game 3 and Game 4, is that correct?
I am gonna be at Game 3 and Game 4 in Los Angeles.
Imagine if Justin Turner walks it off to win the series right in front of your stupid, ugly fucking face. That would be so dope.
It could be the worst thing in the world.
Let me put some positive juju out there for the boys in blue. You heard me say it earlier. He had a great wild card, and he is going to carry that momentum into the division series, whether it be playing first base, center field, batting eighth. My boy, Cody Bellinger, he's going to hit a splash hit. He's going to hit another hit somewhere.
Okay.
But I'm talking
one other hit, 2 hits.
I'm saying my boy in San Francisco, triple. He's going to hit triples alley, a splash hit. He's going to make some great defensive plays. MVP caliber.
Let's see that.
Cody Bellinger is back for at least 3 games. And then who knows where it goes, but I'm calling it at least 3 games. Cody carries that momentum into the division series.
Okay. I've been thinking about this, Tyler.
I'm glad you're thinking. This is such a change for you.
This. So I'm going to go a little bit out of left field because I think that there's guys that are going to have great series, but it's going to be kind of, predictable that these guys are going to have good series. I think, obviously Steven Duggar is going to do great against Walker Buehler. Brandon Crawford's going to do good.
Get over yourself.
Scherzer. They have good numbers against these guys. Right. But I want to talk about one guy who's been cold, ice cold. It's getting cold out here, baby. And it's one Evan Longoria. He's going to have that calm veteran vibe to him. Right. He's going to make some great plays at third base. And the last couple of games, he's actually been hitting the ball kind of hard, but just nothing to show for it. So I think he's going to get really hot. And my man is going to have a huge series against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Evan Longoria having some big hits. It doesn't have to be home runs. Hit it off the bricks. That's all I need. Let's go.
Here's the thing about that. I was this close to picking him as my dud, but you want to know why I didn't? I thought it'd be too obvious that he would be the dud.
Right.
So it's interesting that you would pick him as a stud, being wrong like you typically are.
It's honestly mostly a feeling. Like watching Chris Bryant and Evan Longoria, for some reason, those two, I was like, oh, one of them is going to get hot this postseason. And seeing how they were hitting the ball the last two games, I still feel like Chris Bryant's not seeing it that well. So I got to go Evan Longoria. I just have this funny feeling, and it could just be gas. I don't know. But
I was going to say, it sounds like indigestion.
Feeling. I know your body, dude. Yeah, it could be. But I'm just saying. Evan Longo, long schlong. Let's fucking get it.
It's cool. It's not going to be the first time that you're wrong. Quickly, I just want to address some things. Just want to point out your wrongs here. I do believe you were quoted as saying when you were talking about Farhan in the locker room celebrating with the boys with the champagne showers. I do believe the exact quote was, Andrew Friedman would never. Correct. What did my boy Andrew Fleeceman do last night? He was partying with the boys.
Farhan. He tried to be like Farhan.
Oh, he tried to be like. Where do you think Farhan learned everything he knows from?
Oakland.
Wrong.
Oakland. Oakland.
That's wrong.
He learned everything. The thing is Andrew Friedman hasn't had a good under the radar pick since Farhan left.
But
say who?
Has he been winning? Has he been winning?
No, he has been winning.
That's all thanks to Farhan.
Brandon McKinney, shit. Sheldon Noisy, shit. All of his under the radar picks not hitting. Farhan since he's left. Mike Yastrzemski, late Lamont, Darren Ruff.
Darren Ruff. Oh, Jesus.
Gosh. Oh,
relax.
Pull up Darren Ruff's numbers.
Relax.
Oh, I should have picked him as my deb, but that's fine. That's fine. He's not going to hit as much because he's a righty, so it's mostly going to be lefties. Late night Lamont's going to be hot too. It's going to be great. That's what I love about this team. That I said it earlier. They have the most home runs in the NL. It's not because they don't have one guy over 30. Not one. That means everyone in that lineup can thump, and can bang. She bangs, and someone's gonna get hot. It's somebody. It's gonna be. It's always somebody.
The Dodgers,
2014. Like Travis Ishikawa just being a madman. Okay. Marco Scudero, 2012
has one good at bat in his whole career.
Ooh, check his numbers in the postseason in 2014.
Don't care. Literally don't care. Literally don't care.
Multiple big hits in that series and that whole postseason against the Cardinals off the bricks. I was at that game, son.
Bro,
bases clear and double.
We have the best singular fan in all of baseball. My boy Juan Soto. He's going to every game. He's in San Francisco right now. I
don't think he is. He's
in San Francisco.
He called Buster Posey the GOAT. He ain't gonna root against his idol. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Juan Soto is gonna be a giant in 2026. So
Jesus Christ.
Book it, write it down. Tell your friends, write your bets, baby. We're got completely off the rails. We need to get back to this series. Let me hear how this is gonna go down, right? So game 1, Buehler versus Webb. Game 2, Gosman versus Urias. And game 3, I would imagine it says TBD. I'd imagine it's Scherzer. Kapler went on the record saying he's not sure what game 3 is because I think they might be a little bit worried about Disco. Obviously, he's had those issues against the Dodgers. So they might do a Wood Cueto type piggyback situation. They might do Wood and just go the bullpen the rest of the way. So we don't know what's going on with game 3. Kind of left it up in the air. But how are you seeing this series go down, Tyler?
I think you and I are going to see it the same, just opposite. It's going to go 5. I think it's going all 5. I'm obviously picking the Dodgers to win.
Right.
My biggest concern is Logan Webb getting 2 starts in this series. Mm-hmm. That's the scariest part. And it just, the good thing maybe is that Buehler is going against Webb in San Francisco.
Right.
So if he's going to have a clunker, have it against their best pitcher, just so, it isn't 2 games. It's not a 2-game swing. You understand what I'm saying?
No, not a 2-game swing.
No.
I don't know what that means.
I'm saying if someone who pitches a gem, I think game one, it could be a gem for both pitchers, and you might lose 2-1. Okay, you understand what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. That's why I'm scared of game 3, but we'll go. We keep on going.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for the Dodgers is how does Walker Buehler pitch game 1, because that's going to dictate what's going to happen game 4, game 5. Does Tony Gonsolin get tossed in there for a start? I don't know. I kind of hope not. It would be nice. I mean, I'm sure the idea is to have him as the long guy in the bullpen, but we'll see. I think the Dodgers are going to win it in 5, but the biggest thing up in the air for me is the roster construction, because obviously it's going to be incredibly different from the wild card game. So seeing who gets plugged into the bullpen, David Price was left off the wild card roster. I don't think he makes the division series. Do we see Victor Gonzalez, who hasn't been on the big league roster in over a month, maybe 2 months? Do we see him to get another lefty in there, or is it Justin Brule to go with Vesey as the lefty? So I don't know, but I think the bullpen, stays taut, hold shit down. I'm saying Dodgers in 5. Fucking
pencil that in.
Not 4, 5.
Right. I mean, you obviously want to do in 4 just so you do the meme correctly.
So you can meme.
Yeah, but I agree with you. That's crazy. You read my mind. I do think it's Giants in 5. The way I see it is I think Buehler does have a great game 1. I think it's very possible that we lose game 1, but I think we take game 2. I think it's even possible. I think it's very possible that the Dodgers win game 3, because it's Scherzer versus their number 1 versus our number 3. Whether that be Wood in the bullpen versus, I think they obviously have fighting chances. Bullpen game is won against Buehler, this year, and is beaten. I guess it's 3-3 in Buehler starts. So, but in that case, I do think if they see Buehler twice, which I think they, if this is going on, this would happen, that they beat Buehler, and then in game 5 they win again. So, and that's even if they decide to say fuck it and throw Buehler on short rest for game 4. Is that short rest? Technically, because usually you would have in days wise, it's not, but in postseason ways, it usually is 4 guys and then your 5th guy. But so technically, if they throw Buehler game 4 and they see him early, they tag him. They're able to get to him. And then, they win that Urias Gosman game, which I'm sure Scherzer would make an appearance in game 5 as well. But if I'm a Dodger fan, honestly, I'm worried about Scherzer, because I don't think he didn't get blown up by any means, but he was not locating his pitches. He could not find the strike zone in that wild card game, and he had a clunker and a half to end the season. I know Walker Buehler's been struggling, but I have a feeling he's going to show up game 1. I won't be shocked if they win game 1, but I don't think that they win. I think they win his second game.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. If Walker has a good game and they win game 1, I feel super confident with Julio in game 2. And then if you're up 2 games, the only 20 game winner in the majors, but wins don't matter. They don't matter. I forgot. No, Julio. That was another thing for the bullpen. The bullpen yesterday, for the wild card game, saving Julio because he was warming up.
Right.
In the 9th, that definitely helped us out. But yeah, it really is going to boil down to starting pitchers getting some length. The other thing about Scherzer not locating pitches, the whole time watching this awful TBS broadcast of the wild card game, dude, I'm thinking pitches are there, and Joe West's zone is shit because they don't have the box. Right. And I was wrong, dude. That zone was pretty good, but
he called a pretty good game, low key.
Yeah, and I saw the umpire scorecard and it went a little bit in the Dodgers' favor, but he was pretty consistent. But not having that box, not having the strike zone, it makes it kind of tough. And then I don't know what the fuck
give umpires a pass, right?
Fox Sports did today with their whole score box shit with the base looking like a fucking Nickelodeon baseball game. That was awful.
Didn't like it. I didn't
Absolutely
like that.
terrible.
No.
I
Right.
don't fucking like it. But to answer your question, Dodgers in 5, book it. Hopefully it's Dodgers in 3, but I'm willing to say 5.
Well, we are going to be. The thing is, we can't just wait to the end of this. We just can't. So we're going to podcast again after game 2. So make sure to look for that. And if it gets to a game 5, we're going to have to watch this game together. I'll be there game 2, 3, and 4. I mean, I'd love to say that I had a good record this year going to Dodger games, but it was like 500. So I can't say that.
And let's not forget, Will Smith walked off an incredible game because you cursed it and said double play.
Exactly. And then a lovely fan double cursed it the next day when I went. And that's when Wilmer Flores had a big home run there.
Yeah, but Wilmer Flores is a piece of shit, so that doesn't count. Probably a better defensive catcher than Will Smith, though.
Speaking of piece of shit, Trevor Bauer has been live streaming his shit, so don't watch that shit. Anyways.
Yeah, literal who gives a shit. To come on and be like, oh, baseball, I'm back. No one fucking cares. You know why? Because we have playoff baseball, and the Dodgers certainly don't give a fuck about you.
Right.
So, fuck you. See you never.
Quote me on that.
Real quick before we wrap this up, I just have one question because I have someone in mind for me. Who is a guy that you want to see on the roster that might be a surprise?
Okay. I know for there's 2 guys. One, obviously, Steven Duggar, my man crush, but he's going to be on the roster because he has good numbers against Walker Buehler, and plus he wants speed on there. And I think Alex Dickerson is going to be left off, and he's going to take his spot. But it would have to go to the bullpen. I would really like it to be either Jay Jackson or Kervin Castro. They're expected not to be on the roster, but I love those guys, and I think they're going to be on. So I'm going to go there. Those guys. Boom. Okay.
I'm gonna throw a controversial opinion. What I think is going to be controversial, because the Dodgers. Yeah, fuck you. Get real. Because the Dodgers are going to have an extra bench spot open, essentially, because Mac Muncy is gone.
Correct.
I think a lot of people think it's going to be Zach McKinstry or Billy McKinney. Dude, I'm saying my boy Steven Souza Jr. Because he has a little thump in his bat, I would like to see him on the roster. Right. I think he should get that extra spot. It's not going to happen, but I think he should be on there.
Right.
So if it happens, just remember I told you so. So
okay.
We'll see, but
Souza to be on that roster too.
Fuck you. Yeah. First time in history, 5 games, playoffs, Dodgers, Giants.
It's going to be fucking epic. And when we come on here on, what would it be, Saturday nights, you'll hear it Sunday morning while you're eating your Cheerios, getting ready for the game. One of us is going to be very happy or one of us is going to be very, I don't know. If it goes 1-1, I think we'll probably be in the same mode. But
I'll probably be sad no matter what. But
right. So let's go. So I think the next time we podcast is going to be 1-1.
We'll find out. But until then, make sure you go check out Renovation Candle Company, where you can get all your favorite fall candles. And holiday candles are creeping up, coming out in a couple weeks, so get ready. Go check them out.
Renovation Candles. We make candles that smell good. Yeah, that's $1 million song right there. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure to subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting platform as well as YouTube. And follow us on Instagram, Benches Clear Podcast, Twitter, Benches Cleared P, and TikTok, Benches Clear. Thank you so much, and we will see you after game 2, baby.
Get ready for war, Frisco fans.